Hi Army. Imagine this one stage without the other members, just Jungkook and Taehyung. But what happened in front of Jimmy Fallon left the entire studio and the internet speechless. Watch the continuation of this video and don't miss it. Before we start, make sure you're ready to love these moments. Welcome to Gallery Jungkook. The atmosphere at The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon studio tonight felt electric as two global stars, Jungkook and Taehyung, casually walked toward the main stage. Without the presence of the other members, the spotlight was entirely focused on the unique dynamic between the two, who appeared perfectly in sync yet carried different auras. Jimmy Fallon welcomed them enthusiastically, while the audience's cheers seemed to shake the room from the moment they appeared on screen. The interview began with light conversation about their latest updates. Jungkook, in his iconic black sweater, often laughed while occasionally shifting his relaxed sitting position. On the other hand, Taehyung radiated calm and artistic charisma, answering Jimmy's questions in his deep baritone voice, occasionally slipping in dry humor that made the entire studio laugh. Jimmy briefly brought up what it feels like to stand on a big stage as just the two of them, and they exchanged meaningful glances and warm smiles, showing how strong their bond is even in a smaller formation. The conversation flowed into their individual music projects that are trending worldwide. Jungkook enthusiastically shared behind-the-scenes stories from his energetic performances, while Taehyung discussed the visual inspiration behind his latest aesthetic concepts. There were no awkward moments, only mutual praise and inside jokes that made the audience feel like they were peeking into a private conversation in their living room. One of the most memorable moments happened when Jimmy challenged them to a short game to test how well they know each other. Jungkook's competitive side instantly appeared, while Taehyung remained relaxed, even breaking into a spontaneous dance move that triggered cheers from the audience. 30 minutes felt like they passed in an instant, closing with a warm handshake and a friendly hug between them and Jimmy, leaving a lasting impression of their maturity and charm, both as individuals and as a duo. After the warm interview session, the conversation shifted to their adventures exploring the United States. Spending time together amid a busy tour schedule brought a new dynamic for Jungkook and Taehyung. They shared stories about the skies of Los Angeles and the bustling energy of New York as the backdrop for spontaneous moments, from quiet visits to art galleries to late-night practice sessions in hidden dance studios. Taehyung enthusiastically described his admiration for the architecture of the cities they visited. For him, every corner holds endless visual inspiration, and he's often seen carrying an analog camera to capture small, easily overlooked moments. Meanwhile, Jungkook talked more about the energy he feels when trying local cuisine between concert preparations. He admitted that the freedom he experienced in America helped him explore a bolder artistic side, which he then poured into every stage performance. This tour felt very different for them. Without other members by their side, the responsibility of commanding massive stadium stages rested entirely on their shoulders. They shared how nervousness transformed into extraordinary strength when they saw the ocean of lights from the audience. There's a natural chemistry that doesn't require words, just one glance to signal when to harmonize vocals or improvise choreography that ignites the atmosphere even more. During trips between states, they often spent time on the tour bus just listening to music or discussing ideas for future projects. Their experience in America wasn't just a work journey, but also a process of growth as global artists. They ended it with a promise that the energy they absorbed during this tour would become fuel for bigger and more meaningful works for fans around the world. As the Q&A session became more relaxed, the studio atmosphere grew warmer thanks to their playful interactions. Taehyung, calm yet mischievous, was seen adjusting his sitting position several times before finally resting his elbow on Jungkook's thigh. Instead of being bothered, Jungkook smiled widely, as if it were something that often happens off-camera. Not wanting to stay still, Jungkook playfully tried to shake his leg so Taehyung's elbow would move, while still listening to Jimmy's questions. This sparked suppressed laughter between them. Their jokes flowed naturally even while discussing serious topics, creating an interesting contrast between their professionalism as global stars and their childlike friendship. Jimmy Fallon himself paused for a moment, laughing at the closeness of his guests. Taehyung, with a calm yet victorious expression, stayed in position, while Jungkook continued reacting in funny ways. This simple gesture gave the impression that even on an international stage, Their comfort with each other is their main foundation. The moment ended with a burst of laughter when Taehyung finally lightly patted Jungkook's shoulder as a peace sign after teasing him continuously. This relaxed physical interaction emphasized the depth of their emotional bond, one that doesn't need many words to be understood. The studio was filled with loud applause, entertained by their genuine and enjoyable dynamic. Another unique habit appeared when they studied scripts or segment sequences. Taehyung is a visual learner. He often makes small sketches on the margins of the script to remember key points. Meanwhile, Jungkook is more repetitive, muttering English sentences over and over until his pronunciation is perfect. When one of them starts to get bored, Jungkook usually begins with a weird dance move, instantly followed by Taehyung, triggering laughter from stylists and staff nearby. One of the most interesting behind-the-scenes moments is how they take care of each other's appearance. Taehyung reflexively fixes Jungkook's hair or adjusts his collar before going on stage. Meanwhile, Jungkook always makes sure Taehyung has water nearby, knowing Taehyung often forgets to drink when focused. These small gestures become emotional fuel that makes their performances always feel harmonious. During filming breaks, they prefer to sit leaning against each other while sharing earphones, listening to demo songs they're working on. There's no superstar hierarchy, just two young men exchanging honest opinions and unconditional support. These simple habits form the foundation of the strong charisma they radiate. Amid the lively studio atmosphere, the most anticipated moment arrived when they looked directly into the camera to greet fans. With a sincere gaze, Taehyung began in his deep voice, blending soft English with poetic Korean. "I'm so happy to meet all of you," he said, then continued in Korean, expressing deep gratitude to fans. Jungkook followed with bright yet emotional energy, repeatedly bowing as a sign of respect to the audience and viewers at home. "Thank you for your endless support. I love you more than words can express," he said. He also added in Korean that every achievement they've had in America is a gift for their fans. A sweet moment that later went viral happened unintentionally during a commercial break. Seeing Jungkook slightly tired after laughing so much, Taehyung gently wiped the corner of Jungkook's eye with his thumb. This brief yet protective gesture instantly triggered hysterical screams from the audience and spread quickly on social media. Toward the end of the interview, they gave a small surprise by making finger hearts toward the camera. Taehyung whispered something into Jungkook's ear, making Jungkook smile shyly while covering his face. A classic sweet moment that always sends the internet into a frenzy. Their appearance on Jimmy Fallon's show ended with a promise to keep creating with humility, showing that despite being global superstars, gratitude toward their fans remains their top priority. Leave your positive comments here. The best comment will be pinned as a form of appreciation. Thank you to everyone who continues to support this channel. May God repay all your kindness. This video is a personal opinion and interpretation, created solely for entertainment purposes, and does not represent confirmed facts.